the glass. All right.
Another decade.
Oh, you turned to a zero?
Big one.
60.
Oh,
Come on.
no way.
No way.
Yeah, way.
60, really?
Oh,
Yes.
Don't believe it.
I don't believe that. Now we're recording, but practice. But no, really?
that's really
Oh,
can't
no,
be
it's
true.
official.
I can't
Good for
believe.
you.
I never would have guessed
Right.
that.
Me neither. You're a very young 60. And what the hell are you doing in law school?
Yeah, what are you doing in our age group?
Insanity.
What are you doing in our demographic?
All right, you can hit go, Brian. All right, we're set. I'm going to open up the meeting. This is the Common Council Ordinance Committee regular meeting. It's May 16th. The time is 7:02, and the people joining us this evening are David Hooverman, who we are wishing a happy birthday to, Tom Livingston, Ed Camacho, Josh Goldstein, Nora Najowski-Eitner is in London, and I don't know if Mr. Meek is attending, but he didn't let me know one way or the other.
No, Lisa, he said he's not attending.
Oh, he told you that? Okay, so then we are all of us. So what I'm going to do right now is open up the public hearing to discuss and vote on the Arts and Cultural Commission Ordinance, Chapter 17A, Arts Commission. And Brian, if you can tell us if there's anybody in the waiting room who would like to comment on the Arts.
We have one person as an attendee, Nicole Eady. Nicole, if you would like to speak on the Arts and Cultural Commission, please raise your hand.
Oh, wait, there's
Well,
somebody.
I have a Q&A
question
here.
and
No,
answer,
it
yeah.
says I'm okay, thanks.
I'm okay, thanks. All right. So yeah, so there's no one else besides the panelists and Nicole. So
Okay, well, with that, I will now close the public hearing and begin the discussion and vote on the Arts and Cultural Commission ordinance. So the only change that I was going to propose before Mr. Livingston gets to his usual nits is after discussion with Jessica, we decided really that 17A-6A is sufficient, and B in that same paragraph is really redundant of the process for what would happen if a gift or donation is made to the city. So Jess, do you want to say a couple words to that, because that was important to you, and we can take a vote on that change and then move to nits, I guess.
Sure. I don't really have a lot more to say based on your description of it, but if we were to develop guidelines that outline the acceptance of artwork, it would actually be a replication of what is in A currently, which is why I'm recommending that we delete B.
So any further discussion on that change? Hearing none, can I amend the ordinance as drafted to delete?
Lisa, excuse me, if you don't
Want to
mind.
do it one at a time, or do you want to do your nits
Let's
and
just
then?
do, I mean, if there are no objections, let's do the nits and do it all at once.
Okay, good. All right, let's do it that way. Do it.
These are true nits. So Brian, in 17A1 in the 6th line, it reads and cooperate with artists, artistic and cultural enterprises. What it should read, I believe, as and cooperate with artists, delete the comma and write and artistic, delete that comma, and cultural enterprises and organizations for the development. It just, the way it's drafted now is cooperate with artistic with the
we
comma.
cooperate with artists and artistic and cultural enterprises and organizations for the development of.
Right.
And yeah,
Right.
yeah, okay.
All right, the next one.
Wait, Tom,
Yes.
is artistic and cultural enterprises its own phrase, or are those two different things? Because if it's artists and artistic and cultural enterprises, that's three things.
Well, I was saying artists and artistic and cultural enterprises and organizations, that being the one, that thing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So you mean
Yes.
artistic is modifying both enterprise and organization?
Right, right. So
Okay.
that comma comes out after artistic.
Yep.
Okay, Josh, makes sense? Okay. The other one is
I've learned,
on,
it's interesting.
the other one is in 17A2, the last line, it says from the Department of Economic and Community Development or its duly appointed successor. In other places in this ordinance referred to the Department of Economic and Community Development or other department designated by the mayor, which makes more sense to be consistent. So I would delete its duly appointed successor and replace it with other department, capital D, designated by the mayor. I don't know if it should be capital D. but it's done
Agreed.
elsewhere. I'm sorry?
I agree.
Yeah. Or other department designated by the mayor. And that's it.
Any objection to any of these changes, team?
No.
Everybody's good with that? Are those the only nits?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, you
I
sure?
had another one, but I changed my mind on it, so.
Lisa, just for the,
We have
just for the
time. It's
record,
not even 7:10.
Lisa, just for the record, Diana Revolus, member of the Common Council, has
Oh,
just
good. Thank you.
joined the Ordinance Committee meeting. Welcome.
Yep, just please note the
Hi.
time. Hi, Diana. We're almost done. We're about to close. Any other nits or comments from the committee?
I'm sorry, Lisa, would you mind just repeating the first one that you had?
Yep.
Was
so-
17A6?
Yep, so go
right?
to 17A-6, acceptance of
Mhm.
public art. So we're leaving in the paragraph A and we're deleting paragraph B because were we to create
Yeah.
lines, they would be exactly what's in A.
Yeah,
And, yeah,
okay.
And you're making CB, right?
Yes,
Okay.
B 17A-6B is now deleted. So now what was formerly C is now B.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Now, actually, one other thing, what about effective date? We left that blank.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
good point. What
Um,
would you like, Jessica? When do you want this?
I think it should be, I'd like for it to be effective July 1st, I think, if everybody's on board with that. And then that way we can start at the beginning of the fiscal year and be able to measure our metrics against what we're doing across fiscal year, across revenue and expenses.
works for me.
Yes, is
Do
there
we have
any
to wait? Do
competitive-
we have to wait for the state, though?
Well, we don't need to, we need to wait for the state to acknowledge the district geography, but we don't need to wait for the state to be able to activate our own commission, which is the Arts and Cultural Commission.
Okay, all right. That was all. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't preempting something that the state has to sign off on.
Right. Does that make sense though, right? The cultural district piece is the state approval piece, but our commission, our ordinance internally is not a state approved ordinance.
Jess, is this, I mean, this seems probably a bit of a small question, but are we, by basically delaying this by a month, starting it in July as opposed to starting it, say, June 1, let's say, are you losing out on any potential grants or opportunities that we would otherwise be able to see if this were effective at that point?
Right. So my understanding is no. I could be wrong, but my understanding is no. But part of that leeway, which I think is actually quite short, is that we have a current arts commission in place and we need to transition the current arts commission to a arts and cultural commission, which is 9 members with the 3 ex officios. So the 12 members in total, 9 voting members. So, July 1st, I think is probably the soonest we want to do that because we're going to have to be able to manage the appointments, talk to people, make sure they understand what's going. We have an idea of maybe some folks that would be strong candidates for the work, but we need to be able to make sure that they want to sign on and be able then to appoint them through the Common Council in order to have a July 1st start.
We also have to wait 10 days after Common Council approval. So we wouldn't be able to start until June 3rd or something like that, because the 23rd is your guys' next meeting. So July 1st is kind of logical. It gives everyone a little bit of buffer time too.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Any other thoughts, questions, or comments? Hearing none, I'd like to entertain a vote on the amended Arts and Cultural Commission ordinance as, thank you, Mr. Goldstein, for making that let's see. So I don't need a second. I'm like my other committee, I have to have seconds. So I think we just have a vote. All in favor of accepting the changes on the new Arts and Cultural Commission and sending it to Common Council, raise their hand. All in favor is all of us. That's 5. That's it. The next piece of business is the acceptance of the April 18th, 2023 regular meeting of the Ordinance Committee minutes. Can I have a motion to, Mr. Livingston has a motion to accept the minutes. Does anybody have any changes they'd like to make to those minutes?
only one I see Nicole Ayers' name is spelled incorrectly. It's Ayers, not Res. That's all I have.
Oh, good. Thank you. I thought that was, I meant to check that too. Thank you, because it looked wrong. Great. So that'll have to be a universal change because it happens throughout the minutes. So with that amendment, all in favor of accepting the minutes as amended? Ed, you in? Okay, Ed's in. So that's 5 of us. Great. That's it. I can't ask Diana to give us a motion to finish, can I? Or should I give her the honor just because she's here? Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, technically we have to hold off to ordinance committee members.
All right, so, okay, sorry, Diana. I was gonna give it to you, but I've been told otherwise. I think Josh had one motion, so I'll give it to
David just moved it, I think.
I was just
Move
gonna
it.
give it to David, so everybody gets mentioned in the minutes.
Birthday boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There you go.
He said it right off to his birthday celebration. Exactly. So motion to adjourn is all in favor, all of us. That's it. Under 15 minutes.
There we
7:12.
go.
Great,
Nice
guys.
job.
Night, everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Night, everybody.
Bye, guys.